Hey guys, welcome to another video. I am Brutal What Ifs, and we are doing What if Deku had created the Infinity Gauntlet Part 2. So, without further ado, let's start this. Okay, Chapter 2, The Strategist. Okay. Alright, is everybody ready? Izuku asked with great enthusiasm. A group of criminals looked at him like he was crazy. They were about to rob a bank, not go to the amusement park. This kid was not at all what they expected. Word had been spreading through the underground. An individual with a certain skill set. Villains have been hiring him to analyze the weaknesses of certain heroes and provide strategic planning for various crimes they wanted to commit. He was apparently some kind of genius that worked for the highest bidder. No one knew his real name, but he went by an alias called Apotheosis. A green-eyed, green-haired boy, dressed in a white hoodie, dark gray pants, boots, black leather gloves, wearing a black scarf around the lower half of his body to hide more distinguishable features. The kid always seemed to have a sunny disposition with a bit of an awkward stutter. The criminals weren't one to complain, though. He did good work. Alright, I don't know what else to say. Izuku chuckled, rubbing his head awkwardly. Good luck, everyone. Whatever, kid. One of the masked thugs rolled his eyes. This plan of yours better works. It will, Izuku said with complete confidence. He already helped 3 criminal groups knocked over 6 different banks. This one will be child's play. The men exited the black van while the... Damn it, I lost my spot. Hold on. By the way, I'm reading off the script, so I forgot where I was. I hate when this happens. Okay, I think we'll start on child's play. Okay, the next one will be child's play. The men exited the black van. Izuku took a sip of the coffee. He timed everything perfectly, down to the last detail, even this next part. Stop right there. The thugs froze when they heard a voice shout from the open entrance of the bank. Damn it, a hero. One of them growled. Standing out in the darkness was a relatively new hero by at least 2 years, called Flare. A hero with a quirk that covered his hands in fire and allowed him to throw balls of flame that were small but fast. As I planned, Izuku said through the headset. You knew he would show up? The third criminal yelled into the mic. Of course, Izuku had planned exactly for this. He knew that this area was sort of a nexus point where heroes frequently patrol. He analyzed their patrol patterns and picked this night specifically, so that the particular hero would be here rather than any of the others. You little brat, another thug shouted through the mic. They pointed their guns at Flare just as the hero was about to launch some fireballs at him. Fire detected in the vicinity of the bank, Izuku said smoothly while pushing a button. On his keyboard, the fire sprinkler suddenly activated, dousing the entire building in water and causing the hero's fire to fizzle out. With his abilities completely neutralized, one of the accomplices uses low speed quirk to run up and knock Flare upside the head with his gun, rendering him unconscious. I thought you guys would have a bit more faith in me. You can trust that I want to set you up. Izuku chuckled. Of all the heroes that could have been destroying the area, Flare would have been the easiest to neutralize by simply setting off the sprinkler system. Like he said, he planned this perfectly. Can you walk Flare in the vault, please, and gather up the bags? We have less than 10 minutes before the firefighters arrive. Damn, I really underestimated this kid. Oh, damn it. Damn, I really underestimated this kid. The man with the magnetic quirk said, sounding impressed. The other two were equally impressed. Apotheosis really was a genius to plan a heist like this. A job well done, everyone. Ezekiel smiled. A job well done. He was happy with his cut. He would have enough money to start getting his many projects going the next morning. Ezekiel yawned as he finished counting his money. With his cut from the recent robbery, he now had a sizable fortune hidden under his bed. Ezekiel had been moving through the underground, assisting criminals and villains, using his strategic mind and intellect to plan out their crimes and find weaknesses to heroes. They battled. It was the only way he could get large amounts of money. After all, he couldn't go into hero agencies and say, hey, I'm a quirkless boy and I'd like to help. At best, he'd be told politely to leave. At worst, he'd be laughed out of the building. It's sad, but society don't take quirkless people seriously. He wore a scarf over his face and went by an alias. To hide his identity, he also covered his tracks well, so nothing could ever be traced back to him. Ezekiel spent all day sitting in class coming up with alleys, writing them down to a piece of paper until he finally picked up the name Apotheosis. It meant the highest point of development, or someone's ascent into divine status. He liked this meaning, so it became his name. That and it had a nice ring to it. Ever since his dream to be a hero died, and his new dream to create a better hero society that didn't look down on the weak was born. He had begun working on blueprints for the key to accomplishing this. The Infinity Gauntlet, a device capable of granting Izuku not just a quirk, but multiple quirks. All the greatest quirks anyone had ever seen. The stones he needed to make would give him the powers he needed to create this new world. However, there was another problem he was dealing with right now. A machine as big as the forge needed a lot of space. Where would he build it? He required a proper laboratory to work and build his devices. Deciding to think about this later, Izuku put on his school uniform. Today he's going to take a step towards his goals. Nothing could ruin his day, unless Kachan decided to be a hot-headed jerk today. Ever since he got taken hostage by that sludge villain, the ashy blonde boy became even more insufferable than he already was. Maybe the whole incident made him realize that he wasn't as untouchable as he believed. Hold on. Okay, how sad. The poor explosion boy wasn't strong enough to save him from a weak sludge villain, Izuku thought sarcastically. That was nothing. Katsuki Bakugo didn't know what it truly felt like to be weak. Unfortunately for Izuku, and due to typical bully psychology, the incident made him seek to reinflate his ego and feel superior again. Feel superior again. Hold on. Okay, the best way to do that, continue picking on a quirkless deku. And Izuku had no choice but to sit there and take it. Heading to school, he yawned again. Last night's robbery lasted a little longer than he thought. The thugs Izuku was working with wanted to count every cent of the money they stole so they could make sure everyone got an equal share. Took a good 3 hours to complete. Took a good 3 hours to complete. By the end, Izuku was exhausted both physically and mentally. Still, he was well enough to accomplish what he needed to accomplish today at the school. He was well enough to hold on. Wait. Is it right? Well enough to accomplish what he needed to accomplish today at school. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Bypassing his classroom, he walked down the hall to the principal's office. There he was, told to report to room 305. Hold on. At the request of his mother, he was given exclusive permission to take a test that would allow him to graduate middle school early. That was last week, and after getting a perfect score on the test, he was required to take an IQ test along with the placement test today in room 305 to determine which schools he could get into. Izuku was aiming for a certain boarding school across Tokyo that would require him to move away from home. Would give him that fresh setting he desired. Plus, living alone would allow him to continue his projects complete secrecy. A whole day later, and he was finished. Izuku wasn't surprised that he was the only student taking the test. Not to insult school, but it didn't possess the most intellectual individuals. Plus, not many knew that he could graduate early. Deciding not to dwell on it, since it was the last time he would ever set foot in this building, Izuku headed towards his former classmates to pick a few of his belongings. Sorry guys, I had to split the video into two parts. So this is gonna be part 2.5. And yeah. This is just gonna be swell. Cause the video was too long, and hopefully I haven't much videos that are too long before. I did not verify it on YouTube. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all later.